Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. What is up, ladies and fellas, and welcome back to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey, and we are back with more Duel Terminal, as well as, you know, Hidden Arsenal, which is what I'm gonna keep doing this, but it kind of, I guess, makes sense, because if it was Duel Terminal, like in the thumbnails, it would just be the Duel Terminal machine, so I guess it kind of makes sense for that. But as always, the Hidden Arsenal just has the new cards, and that Duel Terminal also contains some of the reprints. But yeah, let's see, without further ado, what Duel Terminal 4 has in store. And as with these, there are a bunch of archetypes, so, you know, we'll just quickly run through stuff. We have stuff like Nightmare, Penguin Warrior, Lady of the Wasteland returning. We have Elemental Heroes back. We have some Plant Super here as well, and the Ally of Justice is now changed to Gen X Ally for the set. And then I think like one of the big archetypes as well in the set is the Fabled archetype. One of these archetypes that revolve around you discarding cards. We have also more stuff for Dragunities, obviously wanting to equip their dragons on the winged beasts. Jeexx are a bad dinosaur archetype. Alo has seen some play though, being a level 1 dinosaur tuner. Almost. Also more nature and ice barrier stuff as well. Then we have more Elemental Hero stuff here. And Fabled Unicorn, probably the best synchro in the set. Essentially this just means like your opponent can't play the game when you have the same number of cards in hand, which obviously if you can get that is very powerful. Then we have stuff here like Mega Wars, Limited Removal here as well. We also have Discord, we have Royal Oppression. We probably won't be playing these. We have kind of like have went into this mode where it's just like when there are these super degenerate cards, we're like, we'd rather actually play the game. But you know, Fabled Unicorn, kind of an archetypal similar one as well. Icarus Stack, Divine Wrath here once again. Snipe Hunter also returns. Infernities there up on the table if Jeexx wants to play that. Wall of Illusion, Explode Dragon if you want to go for these 1-for-1 effects. Neo Flame Wells as well, not really a great. These old Pyro archetype are a long haul from Snake Eyes of the modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Birdman was on the limited list for a long time, actually, being a spell summonable tuner. It's nice, level 3 tuner, but obviously you need to have something on the field already. We have more Fabled, more Dragunity style, more Naturia, more Ice Barriers. Naturia Exterior also here, Elemental Hero Terraformer as well. And probably, I mean, it's the cover card of this set, Trishul, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Spent some time on the list for quite a while, actually. Being a level 9 synchro, takes 3 materials, but is still generic. And on synchro summon, you banish up to 1 card each from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. It's a very powerful, obviously. 2700 also pretty big, but the synchro summon obviously being able to get rid of 3 of your opponent's cards and not destroy them, but just straight up banish them is obviously incredibly good. And we just have some other stuff here like Dash Shoot as well, returning, as well as Phoenix Wind Blast, and Anti-Spell Fragrance if you feel like you don't want to be playing spells yourself. But as with all of these Duel Terminal sets, we have obviously a lot to work with. So it'll be interesting to see what we can come up with. I say that knowing that I have already built my deck for the set, but you know what I mean. But yeah, we managed to keep it under 4 minutes this time. Hopefully we can keep that up going forward. But yeah, I will see you all in the deck building section next.
Okay then. So We're playing Duel Terminal 4, right? Yeah, Duel Terminal 4. I originally was intending to play Fable, like I'm recording this after the match, because I was originally intending to play Fable, specifically this deck. I was intending to have instant fusions for Alligator, Sword, Dragon, and whatnot, to maybe go into higher level cards like Trish or Valkyris, or even like Axel and Triforce using like Birdman and whatnot. But that ended up getting scrapped because I didn't want us to have a mirror match, because I thought that would like just devolve into a I'm gonna play Unicore, and then you're just gonna have to like hope that you can play around it right now, or we both just don't have any options and then we just sit there. But I think I felt like Infernities were close enough like to Fabled where the matchup would still be like similar to what that was. But I thought, well, that's also gonna be interesting because I have effects such as Infinity Launcher that will allow me to, but then oh yeah, I just realized this is I realized this during the match kinda, that this is an effect and not a cost. So you gonna get you kind of get fucked by Unicorn, and then also it also came up during the match itself, but or it also comes up during the match itself, but my extra deck is kind of fucked. But yeah, let's start off by talking about the Infinity cards, which I've already played like 3 times, 2 times. Archfiend is the pinnacle card. You draw it, you summon it, you get a card, you do things, you just kind of, yeah, it's simple, very good deck, very good card. Avenger is the level 1 tuner for the set, or the deck. Infinity be level 2 tuner, then get 2 of them out, can sack itself to summon 2. Mirage, summon it, sack it, summon 2 Infernus from grave. Necromancer, when it's on the field, if you have no cards in hand, you can special summon 1 Infernus from the grave. Then we have the Fabled cards, which are what I was going to actually talk about, which I'm assuming Weebfox is also going to be talking about. Fabled Cat's Teeth. If this card is discarded at the graveyard, target 1 face-up monster on the face-up card on the field and destroy that target. Cerberus. If this card is discarded to the graveyard, special summon it. And Chawa. During your main phase, if you can activate this effect, discard 1 Fabled monster, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. I think if Chawa was discard a monster from your hand or discard a card from your hand and special summon, it would absolutely be a 3 here. Because I think like these cards kind of have some synergy. Because you want to have 0 cards in hand, right? And that's why cards like Cat's Sheath and Several and also Chawa function well with Inferno. But there's a problem with I don't have any archetypal discard effects outside of Inferno. And then there's also Phoenix Wing Windblast, of course, and Divine Wrath. But other than that, Inferno Launcher doesn't discard Fabled monsters or can't send the Fabled monsters to the graveyard or Fabled cards to the graveyard, and it's kind of a problem. But yeah, a launcher when it's on the field, you can once per turn send one Inferno monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then you can send it to the graveyard if you have no cards in hand, and you can special summon 2 Infernos from graveyard. Divine Wrath negate a monster effect by discarding 1 card. It's really important. Has a lot of synergy with Cerberals and Cerberal like Cat Sith and Cerberal. Infinity Barrier. When you have no cards in hand, it's an Omni negate. Infinity Break, and you have to have an Infinity monster in the field. Infinity Break, if you have no cards in hand, target 1 Infinity card in your graveyard and 1 card your opponent controls, banish the first target, and if you do, destroy the second target. So basically, you can use Infinity Break by banishing whatever Infinity card, and then you can use Infinity Break again on the previous Infinity Break, and so on and so forth. Infinity Inferno, you can discard up to 2 cards. This again is not a cost, this is an effect, so if you activate this under Unicore, you just get fucked. Phoenix Wing Blast, it has a cost, so you can use this to kind of go around Unicorn's negate effects or activate negate effect negation effects. Yes, let's go. I don't. I'm being sloppy here. Sorry, guys. Trap Dust Shoot. If your opponent has 4 or more cards in hand, you can look at their hand and select 1 monster card in it and return it to its owner's deck. 3 copies of Biranak, 1 copy of Leviathan for a big beat stick, and then 3 copies of Rajin to be able to draw a lot. Valkyries, so you can discard like Fiends and draw cards because you can discard any of the, like almost any, Beetle is an insect, but almost any of the Infinity cards as well. So if you manage to get Valkyries out, you can discard a Infinity monster and maybe get effects off of that, or maybe get effects off later. And Gungnir is in here again because once per turn you can discard up to 2 cards from your hand, and then you can target the same number of cards your opponent controls and destroy them. So basically, if you get into Gungnir, you can discard 2 cards as cost and then pop, for example, Unicorn. And then Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, which is like the cover card. And this card is, well, one of the best synchros ever printed, up until fairly recently, I'd argue. Like this card, okay, fairly recently is probably an overstatement. Like, in my mind, fairly recently is like 2015. Like, Trish was honestly a really good card up until like 2015, maybe even 2016. But around that time, the game kind of just picked up speed so much. And even though Trishula's effect is really good even now, it's non-targeting banish from field, hand, and grave. It's really strong, it's really powerful. But well, you'll just have to watch the games to find out. Anyhow, good luck with the game.
And guys and gals, we are back, and it took me 57 episodes to realize why do I always say deck building section? There is no building happening anymore. It's done. But yeah, we're gonna be playing Fabled. I was kind of being 50-50 on whether I should play more Draconities or play Fabled, but ultimately the decision was I made to play Fabled was that Dracoonity gets like a couple instances of support still in the future, also getting a structure deck as well. And Fabled, this is basically most of Fabled that they get until like a couple of years ago when they get, I think, 5 or 6 cards, and that's about it. Obviously the dual terminal stuff, it gets scattered into the main sets and reprinted that way, but, or rather, hidden ourselves stuff. But but I figured it was as good a time as any to be playing Fabled here. And this is one of those archetypes as well that I've always been a little curious to see how it plays. So let's take a look at the deck and see what we are working with. And also there were multiple things that lent themselves well into the deck. And I actually, you know what, let's actually start with this. So let's start, you can see we are not playing that much back row, so let's actually start with those. So I don't think we've seen Hate Buster before. I have 2 in the main and 1 more in the side, which is specifically like when if into a monster you control is targeted for an attack, you target your monster that is being attacked as well as your opponent's attacking monster. You pop both, and then your opponent gets burned for the original attack of their destroyed monster. So it's basically like, okay, I'm gonna lose this monster anyway, I'm gonna make them lose their monster as well as also making them lose some life points. So it's just not really, it's kind of removal, but you're always losing something yourself as well. But you could kind of consider it attribute something and then pop something else. But obviously you need your opponent to run into your card. But then the rest of the back row that we're playing, well, spells and traps. I'm not really setting this in back row most of the time. Monster Reincarnation, Divine Wrath, and Phoenix Wind Wind Blast. I think we've seen all of these before. We've definitely seen Divine Wrath and Phoenix Wind Wind Blast. I don't know if we have seen Monster Incarnation played. I can't remember. It's been so many episodes at this point. I can't believe it, by the way. But all of these, it's a cost, discard a card. And obviously, like, basically everything in Fable likes being discarded. Either they trigger their effects by being discarded, or they just want to be in the graveyard. So Monster Reincarnation means that we can discard a card, get the effect of those, and then get whatever we want out of our grave. Divine Wrath, when monster effect is activated, we can negate it by discarding a card and then popping the card. And obviously Phoenix Wind Blast just sets our opponent back a draw by discarding a card. So some pretty nice removal that works well with the Fable package, which is why we're playing it on top of like just wanting to play it. So let's take a look at what we are working with. So right off the bat, you can see 11 tuners. That's a lot, but not all of these we're actually using as tuners. So the first one is the Fabled Shawa, which during a May phase you can discard a Fabled monster to special summon this from your hand. And kinda, it's a level 1 tuner, and then the level 2 tuner, Cerberel, if discarded to the graveyard, also gets special summon. So these can go in tandem if you need 2 tuners on the board. Okay, Fabled Cats will only be playing at 2. We have 1 more in this side, but this is, we're not going to really be summoning this. We're using this as a pop. So if it discarded to the graveyard, you target a face card in the field and destroy it. Fabled Raven only at 1 copy. This is basically like if we need level modulation. Fabled Raven kind of be whatever. It's just once per turn you can discard any number of cards, and if you do, this card gets a level and attack for each discarded card until the end of the turn. I would assume the attack boost isn't really going to be relevant, but being able to either fuel our grave with Fabled cards, or get discard effects, or just modulate our hand for Unicorn. Like Fabled Raven just does kind of all of those, but it's not the greatest thing, so that's why we're only running it at 1. Fabled Kushana are only level 3 tuner, and the reason for that is as long as we get 1 in circulation, we'll find, because if it's in your graveyard, you can discard a Fabled monster to add Fabled Kushana to our hand. So basically, once we get 1 into rotation, which we have multiple multiple ways of doing, then we're good. And then Fable Ruburuda, we have one more in the side if we need a second copy if we want to go into our like larger synchros, but you can discard a Fable monster basically to protect it from attacks. Not great, but it's mostly here just to have a level 4. Then for the non-tuners, we have 2 Fable Dianara, which we can use this to go into most of our stuff due to it being level 8, which is absolutely massive. So it's mostly here. It's either to go into Leviathan or to just have a big dude on the board. But this is going to be like our big normal summon payoff where we can triple summon this by face up. Sorry, I don't know why to actually tribute summon in face of attack position. That's how, I guess you can tribute set it, but you know, why would you want to? By tributing a Fabled monster, and once per turn, your opponent's first spot card effect becomes your opponent discards a card. So basically, let's say Jeexx tries to go for Polymerization, and it's his first spell on the turn. Instead of the Polymerization, if Dianara is on the field, then Jeexx Polymerization says that your opponent discards a card, which means I have to discard a card, which obviously most of the time will be beneficial for us. But this is mostly here as a big dumb beater. Fable Soulkiss, only have 1 copy. It's there if we want the level 6. It's nice for us to be getting with, since most of like good tuners are very tiny. We have other like a lot of other tiny stuff. So like most consistently, we're gonna go for something like Trish, will most likely be with Soulkiss, who didn't get the memo. And if Soulkiss is in our graveyard, we can send 2 cards from our hand to the graveyard to special summon it. Not discard, send 2 cards. So this doesn't trigger basically anything. I don't know. It's not great. It's literally here like for the level, and we'll see if he sticks through games 2 and 3. Then we have Fable Grimro, where if you control a Fable monster, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to add a Fable monster from your deck to your hand. Exile Grimro. This is going to be how we get like our one-offs like Kushano into rotation, or we can just, if we already have something like Kushano, we can use it to go into any like Nizuchi, or if we already have stuff in our grave, something like Cruz. So this just gets our consistency going. Then we have a Ganashia, which is very simple. If discarded to the graveyard, you spell summon it, and if summoned this way, it becomes 1800 attack, but it gets banished when leaving the field. Then we have Cruz, which when discarded to the graveyard, or sorry, if discarded to the graveyard, targets a level 4 or lower Fable monster in our grave to special summon it. So basically you can pitch this for something else, mostly like something like Chawa. Okay, Chawa hits the field, Cruz gets pitched, then we have something in our a graveyard, something like Ganashia, if somehow it's ended up in there without being discarded, and then we can use those, for example, to make Unicorn. Nizuchi, one of our better ones as well. During our main phase, we can discard a Fabled monster to spell summon this card from your hand, and when it's special summoned this way, you can spell summon a level 2 or lower Fabled from our hand. So this is probably going to be our easiest way to get into stuff like Unicorn. We pitch something for Nizuchi and summon something from our hand. If we have the resource to, if we have Cerberus and something else we can summon, then we can pitch Cerberus, so we'll also get the Cerberus special summon, we'll get Nizuchi, then we'll get whatever we summon with Nizuchi, and then we can go from there. Fable is a synchro spam archetype, which is pretty neat. You know, I love Blackwing, so that's why I really wanted to try this. And finally, Fable Lure, if discarded to graveyard, special summon it. It's very simple. It's a level 1, so it fits very flexibly into our Synchro Climb shenanigans. As for our side, it's not anything crazy. Nightmare Penguin is there if we feel like games are being very grindy and we want some extra removal. Alligator Sword Dragon with 2 instant fusion there. This is literally obviously instant fusion to go into Alligator Sword Dragon to have a level 5 to go into our higher level synchros with. Like I said, like we don't have the greatest access to our high level synchros, so if we want to go for that, like this is a way to do it. 2 anti-spell of Fragrance, since as you can see we only have monster reincarnation, so we don't really care that much about spells. So if Jeexx is playing something like Heroes, I feel like something like anti-spell Fragrance to stall Polymerization for a turn is going to be very powerful. This we already covered. Trap Dash Shoot only here to side into if we know we're going first. And then a couple changes if we feel like we're not really getting into our big synchros. If I don't like Soul Kiss after game 1, like something we can side out and go into take a third Brionac or a Kudapi. Kudapi being a level 4 that if you have 0 cards in hand, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and if you have more than 3, then during the end phase you destroy the card. But mostly just a, you know, indestructible beater. As for the extra deck, some of these stuff we've seen before, but not all of it. So first of all, we have a level 10 at Fabled Leviathan who take a Fabled Tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. And when this is destroyed and sent to our graveyard, you can target up to 3 Fabled monsters in our grave to add them to our hand. This is basically just a big dumb 3k beatstake that recurs our resources if it gets dealt with. Trishula, level 9, completely generic, takes 3 monsters, and then when synchro summoned, you can banish up to 1 card from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard, and the hand is random. This is, if we can go into anything we want, like most of the time we want to go into Trishula, because it's just an insanely powerful swing in resources. 2 Fabled Valkyries, where it takes a Fabled Tuner and a 1+ non-tuner monster, level 8, and once per turn you can discard a Fiend monster to draw a card. Obviously all of our, not all, most of our, actually it's more like a half and half, right? Yeah, because these small ones are, as well as Yuzuchi and Ganashi are beasts, but we still have stuff like that we want to be discarding that are fiends, like stuff like Fabled Goose, stuff like Fabled Lure, and to just draw cards. It's also very big, so probably not going to be our go-to, but this was like, I wanted to also cover a lot of levels, so having Valkyries for a level 8 is pretty nice there. Stuff like Soulcuse and Cerberus is probably the most realistic way of making it, but we can also like make it with other stuff like Anashia, Ruburuda, and Lori, but those are less likely. Gungnir, we've already seen. Once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards to a graveyard to pop the same number of your opponent's card. This is here because we can make it with either Katse, obviously much less likely, but likely Shawa with Brionac after we used Brionac to have a bigger thing, or if we actually, instead of bouncing stuff with Brionac, we can get the pops with Gungnir. That, in most matchups, I feel like are just going to be more valuable. Brionac we've already seen plenty of times, obviously these being discards is very good for Fabled. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So these are just really good in our deck. Fabled Rajin, a level 5, takes a Fabled Tuner, 1+ non-tuner monster, and if we can make this with 0 cards, it's just Pot of Greeds on summon, which is obviously very nice. And then the probably most realistic, I said like Trishula is going to be our like super big payoff, but the most realistic thing that we want to be making most of the time, Fabled Unicorn, a level 4, just take a Fabled Tuner and 1+ non-tuner monsters, and while we have the same number of cards in our hand as our opponent, your opponent, all of their cards and effects get negated and the cards get popped. It's very oppressive, and having access to stuff like a lot of stuff like Phoenix Wing Blast and Divine Wrath that we can use to modulate the cards in our hand in during Jeexx's turn makes this incredibly powerful. Like most of the time, this just means like, okay, we're probably gonna have 0 cards in hand. If Jeexx ever goes to 0 cards, he can't play the game. But like having access to like maybe us having like 1 or 2 cards in our hand with a couple of back row set makes it really scary. And even something like Trap Dutch should being able to modulate Jeexx's hand as well. Obviously only at high card counts, which are we are less likely to find ourselves in, but still something to consider. I just feel like everything like in this set like came together really well to make Fable like a really good deck to play, which is why I'm a little bit worried. Like there were Infernities and Jeexx were talking about Infernities. Like, okay, Infernity is back, but I don't know if he would play Infernity again. But we'll just have to wait and see. I do also feel like playing Infernity against this matchup and Unicorn would be not fun, because you would not be able to play the game, but we'll just have to see if we get a Fabled Mirror. I don't know if, like, how bad that would be. Probably just a Unicorn Stare-Off, which is not really fun, but other than that, I don't feel like it would be too bad, so even if we end up in a Fabled Mirror, I'm not too pumped out. But yeah, I know rambling at the end there a lot. I've been reaching these 14-minute marks in my deck breakdowns a lot lately. I apologize for that. I'll try to get better at going through these faster as well. Hopefully you bear with me there, but hopefully you enjoyed the deck breakdowns, and I will see y'all in the dueling zone next. What is up, ladies and lads, and welcome back to the History QQ Learning Journey, and we are once again back with Duel Terminal, this time Duel Terminal 4, and Hidden Arsenal 4. I actually don't... Is there a difference in them? Because Hidden Arsenal is just a new card in Duel Terminal, right?
Yo, there's one card that I don't think was in Duel. Oh, never mind. It was. I just never looked at it in the terminal.
I got so scared there. But, Jeexx, how are we doing? How are we feeling about this episode where we definitely didn't establish before we started that we would have had a exact mirror and you ended up changing your deck because of that?
Yeah, I ended up building a completely new deck out of scratch in like 10 minutes using an exact formula of 3 Archfiend, 3 Launcher, 3 Necromancer, 3 Mirage, and 3 Barrier, 3 Break, 3 whatever the fuck. That was a really good brewing session right there.
Oh, you're such an innovator.
Yeah, and then I just put in all the good like traps and other stuff from the set, and then it just became 2020.
Wow.
But yeah, I must say that I'm ready to charge in, for I am fairly certain that I will be triumphant in this duel. I have my finger on the pulse of this format.
Stop.
See, that's because this is Charge of the Gen X, Pulse of Trishula, and Trishula's Triumph.
Well, isn't that fucking awesome? What's not awesome is Jeexx is slightly sick, and I've been feeling the worst back pain of my life today. So if you hear groaning from either side, then we apologize. But you will not hear groaning from me yet, because I did, in fact, roll a heads again. Maybe our luck is finally turning with the, the dice. Dice? The
dice, yes.
Yes.
Dice.
The coin. But best of luck to you, and...
yes. I do not have a field, by the way.
Yes, you... Oh, the Duelenburg is bugged?
Yes, it's fine though. Keep playing.
Well, yeah. Hopefully it still works. But yeah, I'm slightly worried about this because I've been always quite curious about Fabled. I think their playstyle is pretty neat. I quite like the aesthetic somewhat, and I've been curious about trying them out. But I'll be honest, this feels like an archetype that I definitely should have tried out probably, and not just like going completely dry and see what happens. But we'll see what we can do. And I think we will start by looking at our extra deck. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we will start with a special summon of a Fabled Nusuchi by pitching from our hand a Cerebral, and then Cerebral gets discarded, so we'll get that on the field. And then on the special summon Nusuchi, we can special something. Alter Lord. Actually wonder. Would it make sense? It kinda, I guess. Maybe. Actually, wait. Yeah, it would. Okay. Yeah. I'll before I do this, because reading card is hard. I'll set one in the back row, and then I'll use this to special summon from my hand a Lurie. And then we will use all 3 of these.
You're gonna draw 1 card? That's kind of a bitch move.
Because it's like, I could go into Unicore, or I could draw 1. Or I could... I could normal to draw 2.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh. He's kind of gaming. He's thinking now.
There is no thinking happening.
You should do it. It's part of greed. It's +2.
If I had links, I would. Then I could go,
Bruh.
I could draw 2, go into, like Hulk, and then use that to get something out of my deck, and then we would pop off from there.
Just draw trap dust shoot or something and set off 2 trap dust shoots next turn,
You know what? Fuck it. I'm sending it. We're drawing one, baby. We're drawing one with Fabled Rajin, and I will. Fuck.
Should have done 2, baby.
I mean, I definitely should have just gone for Unicorn instead, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta be dumb.
Those games.
Yeah. I'll end my turn there. But why did I not go for Unicorn?
Alrighty then. I will go standby main. I will activate from my hand
Launcher.
Infinity Launcher.
Yep.
I would like to activate the effect of Infinity Launcher to send to the graveyard from my hand an Infinity monster. I would like to send Avenger.
Seems good.
Yeah. That's about it actually. This is not a very impactful turn, I must say.
Oh, I don't have any bits prepared for Infinity now to be like, take my blanket and take a nap or read a book.
That's kind of a shame.
What
the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that Facebook thumbs up ass emote that you just did?
I don't know. I clicked on something.
That's a thing
and
on this website?
I never knew.
Wait, I only have the thinking. How do I get a thumbs up?
I don't know. There you go. Yeah, have fun with that. Yeah. I'm gonna normal summon Infinity Necromancer and goes into defense because it was normal summoned.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I'll pass.
Well,
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
What the fuck is your other card in your hand then? All right. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. Let us. What do I want to do?
You want to make Unicorn again?
I definitely do. But Okay, yeah, we're doing this. Let's activate a monster reincarnation.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
I will pitch for it from my hand. This will I?
The pitch happens first.
Yeah.
It's a part of the cost.
We'll pay the cost by pitching Cruise.
Oh no.
And then with Cruise, we'll special the Cerberus, and I'll add Nizuchi to my hand.
Yeah.
So, bada bing. This goes to my hand. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then I will... I kind of don't want to go all... Actually, wait. I definitely don't want to go all in. Because, yeah, we'll just... A normal... Nizuchi. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then using these two... We'll make... Unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, and now we have the same number of cards in hand, so I don't have to worry about shit. So let's go Unicorn into Necromancer and 23 to the Dome.
Yeah.
And this is when the game becomes fun. Good luck.
I will stand by main.
I was worried of those back row.
Mm.
Launcher was also when you don't have. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're such a madman building your
normal
Freddy,
summon.
by the way.
Fabled Catch Seed. And I will activate the effect of Infinity Launcher, which just sends. Wait, that doesn't work actually.
Yeah,
No, that doesn't work here. Yeah, never mind. Never mind.
Unicorn.
Yeah, I remember that was a cost, but I'll just do Launcher first. Because that
Yeah.
doesn't matter in this case. Yeah. And then I will normal summon Cat Seath, and then I will activate Launcher.
Yeah, because then you
Launcher.
have nothing there, so that works.
I do this, and then I will make a.
Actually, yeah. Actually, wait.
And then.
Wait, because it's
it does work. I have 0 cards in hand.
Yeah, because it works because you activate it first and then if result. Yeah, you're right.
It's an effect resolution. That's why I was like, if it's a cost, then I can still pay it, and then it gets negated if I have the same amount of cards in hand.
That was just
because I don't.
Wait, now you have, but yeah, that was literally what we were talking about. Like, imagine if this like was constantly checking the state. But yeah, this obviously perfectly works. Yeah.
Bro, it's not in here. Wait, what the fuck?
Wait, level 5 or level 4? What are you making?
Bro!
Are you trying to make Unicorn but you don't have it?
Bro, I don't have Unicorn here!
Whoops.
See, that's what happens when you build a deck in fucking 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Bro!
Good luck in some of your Kudabi then, I guess. What other fours are there even?
It's not in here. Neither of them are in here.
That's unfortunate.
I only added the fabled cards, not defabled cards in the extra deck. Because I put fabled in when I was looking for the synchro monsters, and because the fabled cards are for the most part on the second page. I only got fabled extra deck monsters.
Can
I do this differently somehow then?
I mean, if you want to change something, you can do that. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I was like, okay, yeah, probably Unicorn, right?
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Well.
Do you have anything you can make?
I'm gonna activate Infinity Break. I'm gonna banish Mirage. I'm gonna just kill Unicorn. Yeah.
Do I want to do this after or before? Necromancer was used for this turn. Actually, no. Yeah, Necromancer was not used yet. That case, does it matter? It kind of does. I still think I'll do it. Because this is back row, so I'll chain Wing Blast, pitching Ganashia and putting your back row on top.
Oh, okay. And then it negates with Unicorn, and that's GG because now we're on the draw.
Yeah, and Ganashia gets specialed.
Yeah.
But yeah, not having Unicorn there sucks. We can back out of here if you wanna. Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
Fair enough. I think there is literally. Wait, there was one? No. Oh wait, never mind. It was the old burn. Never mind. So the only thing I think I'm gonna do is this. Yeah. Good luck.
Okay.
It's gonna be such a scuffed episode. What is my hand?
Set 3.
If you set 4 on summon
defense
Archfiend, I would have been pissed.
And pass. Okay, buddy, show me your hand.
Oh, go ahead. So in my draw phase,
yes,
it's this one. There you go.
I can't even fucking tell what is happening, honestly, because of the bug right now.
Can
Oh yeah, there it
you
is.
see the cards proper? I can maybe.
Yeah, barely. Yeah, barely.
Yeah, so
It's
it's two
weird.
Fabled Crews, one Cat
Yeah.
Sith, one Ganashia, one Finishing Wind Blast, and one Divine Wrath.
Uh, all of these kind of suck for me. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
this is a great. I'm not actually even sure. What would I even take myself? Probably one of the traps, really.
When you think about it, like the
Yep.
traps are like Phoenix Wing Wind Blast has a specific thing that it does. Okay, so it's puts a card on top of my deck.
Yep.
Divine Wrath negates any monster effect, but it only works on monster effects,
Yeah.
right? And then we have the Fabled Cat Sheath, which with the resolution of both of these
Also
pops an extra card,
Yeah.
which I think implies that I should use it on Cat Sheath.
That's fair. I was thinking like
Because
it's one of these two because they so I'll put this on here so you can see. So that is I'm putting that on top of the deck, and then we'll give that a couple of shuffles. I was also thinking like it's one of the traps because they enable Cat Sith or then Cat Sith itself. I definitely think that's the play. I mean, this doesn't really matter here. You know, both of my back row, you know my hand. I guess we'll just do this, and pass.
I'm gonna activate Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, discarding Inferno Avenger, targeting this set card.
Sure, that goes on top of my deck.
And then I would like to take my turn.
Yep.
That's very unfortunate.
Inferno players when they don't draw Archfiend Underdraw.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame. I'm gonna end my turn.
Yep. Anything in my draw?
I would. No, I don't think I need
Just show
to.
this for All right. Well, let's go standby main. Let's set this back here, and don't want to. You know, but assuming that I'm not cheating, you have a good hunt. You definitely know one of the two cards in my hand is a cruise because I had two of those.
And one of these is the set card is most likely Ganesha, but I would argue that setting Ganesha doesn't make any sense. Although Ganesha gets summoned off of Cruise, so both of those are as viable. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, as much as do I want to, I don't feel like it matters here. We're on kind of on the draw here, so I'll just pass.
Buddy, fuck you. I'm gonna banish Avenger. Oh, yeah, banish Avenger, not add to hand. Yeah, there we go. And destroy this. Yeah.
Yeah. It goes to the grave. It's Wind Blast.
Hell yeah. And then, guess what? I'm gonna do it again. Oh, this thing, I'm gonna banish Break. Yeah.
Sure. Divine Wrath is gone.
Now start turn.
Yeah. Archie?
Gonna set one pass.
There's no way it's the third Inferno to break 7 cards in. Like, no fucking shot, right?
Would be sad.
That would be funny. Doesn't really do anything here. There's no way it's another Inferno to break. Now I'm kind of fucking terrified. But there's no way, right? Stop giving me the Facebook thumbs up. I'm actually just gonna pass.
Okay. Draw.
Archie?
Gonna set one card pass.
Oh, interesting. Do you wanna dash shield me in my draw?
I would like to, but unfortunately, I cannot dash you.
All right. Well, I'm in my main phase, so I would like to activate the effect where I can uh, discard a Fable monster and special summon Shawa. Ganesha discarded, so it gets summoned back.
It's 1.8 thousand
Yeah,
attack.
it's absolutely massive.
Look at the size of this lad.
Okay, but what the fuck are you setting here? I'm kind of curious, but at the same time, like,
Remember, Wall of Illusion is in this set.
I do remember, and it's
Exploder
actually,
is also in this set.
There's a lot of stuff that like deals with things, when they are attacked. And the funny thing is that like Ganashia, since it gets banished when it leaves the field, like if I body check that with Ganashia and it gets bounced, then it just like poof, it's gone.
It's just gone.
I actually think I will just do this, where I will set this card from my hand, and then we'll use Shawa and Ganashia to go into a Unicorn.
Yeah.
And then if this is a, so what would you set? It's like one of the other things that have the battle stuff, or I assume it's just like a Mirage or a Avenger, just to have a tuner there, because I'm gonna be scared to swing. I'll just pass on that.
Alrighty then, chat room. I draw.
Looking for targets to vanish with Infernity Break.
Unfortunate. I normal summon Inferno Necromancer and put into defense.
Uh-huh.
I pass.
The fucking wall of necromancers. It's pretty funny. Does this change anything? I still don't think it does. Okay, it might actually. Okay. Now I would like to body check this.
Aha! You fell from a trap. It is Inferno Mirage.
Okay, yeah. I figure it's like, it's either something that passed my shit or. Wait, Mirage is a tuner? Huh.
It's not. No.
Interesting.
Because you're meant to summon it and use it as
yeah,
material.
it's true, because it's just a tribute. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Necromancer isn't a hard once per turn.
No.
Mirage can be summoned from the grave. So currently there's not really anything that's scary. For now it's just Mirage, but if you have something set that pitches shit, and that would be quite scary. And actually, you could also run Monster Incarnation in that deck. Ho ho. I think it feels bad though, but I think I will pass.
Okay.
Third Necromancer? Imagine? Alright, gamers, which one are we hitting first? The third Infernity Break or the third Necromancer? Oh, keep it in your hand. Oh.
Nah, it's not worth the time.
What was in your hand?
It was Divine Wrath.
Actually, wait. Okay, what was your back row?
It was an Inverted Launcher.
Oh, okay, because I was definitely gonna Wind Blast that. I did this. What would I... I could do this. I could pop one of these. I could set this on top. I guess. Alright, this was gonna be a slow ass burner though. But I mean, bro, Fabled Unicorns. So annoying. Well, this was a fun fucking game. Unicorn versus Infernities. So initially we both had Fable decks built up, and then when we established that before we were playing, Jesus asked like, "All right, what are you playing?" I was just like, something with discards," and then he was just like, "Bro, let's not do the mirror." So I put that together in like under 10 minutes, and this is what we got.
I'm 2 cards off, by the way.
Oh, 2 cards? Oh.
I have 22 legacy cards. So.
Oh, I mean, it's whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's whatever here. We didn't get to see Trishula. We basically didn't get to see fucking anything. It was just Unicorn, both of us trying to draw into something that we could do with. But yeah, the reason I said like
we should have just played Royal Oppression. Honestly, if we're gonna play a Unicorn, I think we should have just played Royal Oppression as well. Now that I think about it, like why did we rule out Discord and Royal Oppression if we allowed Unicorn?
Because at least Unicorn you can play around, smile.
But you can also play around Royal Oppression
by normal summoning.
You can use your Phoenix Wing Wind Blasts or your Infernity Breaks to negate it without having your opponent have a chance to interact with them.
Infernity Break. But yeah, so
and there's
Fable
also Cat Sheath.
What? Yeah. But Fable is something that we will see maybe once more. It's literally like they scatter dual terminal stuff around like main sets as well, right? Or am I crazy?
Yeah, they do reprint some of the stuff in later sets.
Yeah.
But
so there's a chance to see Fabled there, but the bulk of everything is here, and then like way later. I think it's literally like in the like 2020s when they got their like the 5 like modern cards is another case for that. But for mostly it was for this, which was ultimately why I decided to play this over Dragunity. It was a more fresh thing, and and then there was also the matter of like Dragunity gets more opportunities to also be played later along the line. But we didn't get to see Trishul Summit, but it's a powerhouse. You don't need me telling you that my Steam is not open. Why am I getting notifications? That's interesting. But yeah, Trishul is a powerhouse. It spent time on the list for quite a while, probably for a good reason, and it's just good. I don't know what else to really say about it. Apart from the other like Fabled synchros like Valkyries and Leviathan, they're like right? Like
there's a infinite loop that you can do with the one that draws this card. Like Rajin just like can perfectly loop your entire deck, and you can just win out against Maxi.
Cool.
Yeah, it's actually kind of wild.
Mostly when I've seen Rajin, it's been like Rajin with Hyper Librarian in just like synchro spam stuff to just synchro climb, like with the more modern builds of Fabled. But I don't know for the time what they were really cooking up with these. Probably just, some of the synchros and stuff. But also like stuff like Brianak being discards. Same thing with Gungnir is also really like need for what's face for Fables, and which is also weird because they had the one like level 6 that had the wording of like you can send cards from your hand to the grave to get it back, which is
No. Or wait, you mean like a? Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, it's just got to send to your
Soul or
graveyard.
something,
Yeah.
which
Never
is
mind,
like
never mind. I was thinking you meant Valkyries, which is once per turn you can discard one fiend monster, but that's a level 8. That's
oh
fucking impossible.
yeah, but yeah, it's uh the Soul Kiss, which is like you can send it to disposal them at this farmer grave, which is like, bro, did you even read what the rest of your archetype is about?
Yeah.
It feels like one of those classic Konami oops moments.
I mean, a classic Konami oops moment is when they printed Brionac in like a synchro focused era, and they just had it say you can discard any number of cards to return the same number of cards from the field of the hand. And then they printed archetypes that revolve around discarding and having no cards in hand, and no limits per turn on how many times you can do it, on what cards you can do it with. And it's just, yeah.
Whoops.
Fable with OG Brionac is absolutely disgusting.
OG Burnak was so degenerate. It's so funny. It's so funny to think, like, especially like with the like Trishula being on the ban list. Like, I think Burnak was on the ban list as well for a while, right?
Yeah, Burnax was banned until the errata.
Yeah.
Trish wasn't banned for nearly as long. I think Trish was limited for like 10 years, but not banned for anywhere near as long as everything else.
But it's always, I mean, that's always been the running gag with ice barriers until like very recently, which is like the most awful archetype like ever, with like some of the most insane synchromancers ever printed for such a long time, which is interesting.
It's absolutely it's absolute lunacy, especially when you look at the new stuff that ice barriers is getting. Like the new ice barrier support is just, in my eyes, this is some of the most overloaded bullshit that's ever been put onto a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Also, the problem with the Ice Barrier 2 is just like because there were like it's just like bizarre control and other shit like that.
The floodgates.
So it's like if they make it good, it's gonna be fucking obnoxious. Then they're like, what if we actually make some of these cards good, or rather, like make new ones that are actually good.
Yeah, I think that's a big reason why they don't want to kind of make them too good.
That's
because like at the end of the day, they are like floodgates. Ice Barrier is a floodgate archetype, so
basically.
Making a floodgate archetype function well is like a death sentence.
Everybody loves playing against stacks in Magic. You know, that's what everybody loves, obviously.
Unicore is literally just that, by the way.
Yeah, it's literally a stack space.
Yeah, which is crazy. Because I feel like because stacks usually is a state-based thing. It changes the state of the game, whereas a lot of cards that I can think of that like summon limit and whatnot, summon limit and mask of restrict, they usually just affect one aspect of the game, like in this era. But Unicore just outright says the rules have now changed to if I have 0 cards and you have 0 cards, your effects get negated and destroyed.
Yeah, it was literally like, okay, this meme about Yu-Gi-Oh! Play not being able to read is funny, but what about we add math to this shit? Like, count your opponent's card, count your cards, and count your fucking blessings. Like, all right.
And also count how many discard effects you have on the field to see if you can hit the cards.
That's also another thing that I feel like just aligned really well for Fabled here, because like having multiple traps with discard effects like Divine Wrath and Wing Blast also meant that you could alter your the amount of cards you have in your hand on your opponent's turn like super flexibly. So everything just lined up really well for Fabled for this, which I feel like it was no surprise that initially both of us were gonna play Fabled.
Yeah, I was kind of writing it mostly with the mentality of, well, they finally got all their stuff. I'm gonna play them now.
Yeah.
And then it just turned out like, oh yeah, there's Divine Wrath. Oh, and Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. That's pretty good, actually. Oh, Trap Dust Shoot to make sure that I can actually have some amount of control of what my opponent's gonna do. Oh, okay.
I also have
and then I
Dust Shoot in my side because obviously I'd rather put it if I know I'm gonna be going first.
Yeah, the reason why I just put 3 in is because I don't have a side deck.
Yeah, you said that you like weren't bothered to worry about that, which I think it's fair.
Yeah, it would have taken him a bit too long, so.
Yep, that's fair. And I appreciate you taking the plunge so we didn't have to play the mirror, which, well, hopefully, like, sometimes the mirrors like aren't too bad, but most of the times, like, we probably would prefer avoiding mirrors whenever possible. So
There's certain mirrors that I think are interesting. Like, I would argue a Dark World mirror could be more interesting than a Fabled or an Infinity mirror.
what about
And
the
that's because the
Venom
fact
mirror?
that
Where's that on
the
list?
Venom mirror was fairly high up. I especially like the part where both of us played Venom and we had Venom effects, not proc, because we both played Venom. Because Venom effects don't work on Venom monsters.
What if you both played this fucking god-awful archetype that even when you can do the effects on your opponent, it's still fucking dog shit? And what if we both play this dog shit so it doesn't work at all?
Yeah.
So that,
I don't think that was a good
I don't
idea.
think we're gonna surpass that, like, in terms of like how fucking awful the games are. Like, even
I think
Brickfests are faster. Like, that was just pain.
so. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh no.
The Venom mirror is not as bad as another mirror that we could possibly have later on in the Z era or Zexal era, where it literally devolves into, okay, I go first, you start with one card, go, or you start with no cards, go.
But are you
And
talking about the
then that happens
Gumblower
every time.
hand loops?
I'm talking about wind-ups, and I'm talking about wind-up hand loops, which are the easiest hand loops in the game to execute, and they were like the worst because of that. That's why Zenmaity was banned for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because Zenmaity had a hand loop. Because I don't remember if it discarded it or if it sent it to the graveyard. Because I'm pretty sure it might have just sent it to like not discarded, sent to the graveyard. I think it sent it to the deck even. I'm gonna double check that, but
yeah.
I think that mirror might be
Hunter
bad.
banned instead of Zenmaity, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because that's the like offending card.
Yeah. So they just decided to go with that instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are actually not too
Discard.
far from that, because it's literally we have Extreme Victories and then the final Duelist packs, and then that's it. And I'm not sure if we've talked about that yet. I remember briefly, at least, like mentioning it to you, but I think like what we could do, because same thing with the Xyz era as well as Synchro era, they like released a starter deck at the start, and then like about a year in, the basically like similar but upgraded version of that. So I figured, like, instead of like doing something else, like we could just start the starter era by just taking, although like one of them is like a year into the future, it still has like mostly similar cards. It just has some other shit there, but it's nothing like too crazy. So I figured like we could just both basically have, okay, you have those two starter decks as card pools, just make a deck out of those and do that to start off the Xyz era.
I think that works. I think it's the 2013 one, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can
2012. Wait.
I can check, because I had this here, so I just check the starters. They are here.
Oh no, it's 2011 and 2012. Yeah, no. Because the 2013 one has C39, but the 2011 has Utopia, I think Granosaurus, and Gachi Kontetsu.
Yeah.
But the 2012 one has the Jins, and those are some really good cards, I'm gonna be honest. And I fucking seen these cards way too many times in my life, man. I don't.
Oh, awakening some PTSD.
Yeah, man. Fucking. I'm gonna set a card you control face down, and then I'm gonna ram into it. Eat shit. Fuck you. Oh, and this thing can't get destroyed because I have protection.
Well, hopefully we can make you relive through that PTSD, whether it's on the receiving or the giving, and that'll remains to be seen. But that's at least the plan for now. But next time we are gonna do Extreme Victories with Turbo Pack 5, and then, like I said, after that it's the Duelist Pack Crow. It's the Blackwing Duelist Pack and Yugi. Fucking Yusei 3.
Yeah, that's basically Yugi.
But it's, you know, Yu Yu Hakusho, you know. Or
that's an anime.
That is an anime.
Character. You know,
that's an anime which has the dude with the glasses who has a really wide upper body, I think.
Oh yeah, the guy with the sunglasses. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I know that guy.
The
I have
dude with
seen
finger
the.
guns.
That's the one I know.
I have not seen Yu Yu Hakusho.
And Kuwabara, yeah.
Yeah,
That
just
that guy.
you could say like Donald Duck, and I would be like, yeah, that's definitely a character in there. Yep.
Yep.
But
That's
that's my favorite
Yep.
character in Yu Yu Hakusho. Watch Yu Yu Hakusho or don't. I don't care. I haven't seen it, so why the fuck would I ask you to do it? But if you want to watch it, you can watch it. Smile. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. So thanks for watching and or sorry for today's episode, and hopefully
this fucking guy.
What?
This fucking guy steals my deck, and then he's like, sorry for making you stole my deck.
Actually, I have a theory. I think you asked me which deck I'm playing because you weren't confident in the mirror. You knew you would lose. I'm gonna say it. I think it was you were scared that I would have obliterated you with my fabled prowess, and instead you decided to pivot so that you could be like, oh yeah, I just put this deck together in 5 minutes, and Infinity's bad against Unicorn, so it is
unfortunate,
just as expected. But
I think the big part would have been that if we both end up sitting on Unicorn and we're both playing cards that like activate when we discard them, we're never gonna be at a situation where either of us will have more than 0 cards in hand when the effects get activated. So they'll always get negated. So the only option that we have is to just ram the unicorns into one another, and then that's, But the chances of actually hitting a unicorn at that point is also fairly low.
Yeah, I'm gonna personally go with my theory there, but what you said is I think that's like valid as well and something to consider for sure.
Understandable. How last thing.
but yeah, from time to time you're gonna have these travesty episodes, and that's just gonna happen. But hopefully we'll see y'all next time for Extreme Victories, and hopefully we'll actually get some gains in there. Gains? Yeah, let's get some gains.
Get some gains.
I was getting gains today, but
hell yeah,
it's on my leg, so I'm not gonna show it on camera here because otherwise I would be fucking swole. But okay, it's been enough. Sorry for keeping y'all. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and bye.